The three families featured in this film have all experienced the death of a father, or mother, or partner, and they want to share with you the wisdom they've gained from being able to talk about how they experience the pain of the loss differently. Take a look first at some of the main themes when the families talk about the pain they feel in their grief.
Well, I just miss her because, like, it's a normal day at school, but sometimes I just feel like I really want her here and I just want to see her.
Well, it's not that often anymore. It would be that bad, but sometimes you just maybe see something or hear something, and you just kind of miss him again.
It's not like you're trying to forget about it or anything. It's just trying to find it a bit easier.
It's whenever like I want to cry, but the crying won't come out, so I'll get like a sore belly, and then I get and then I yawn a lot.
He is crying, not like you're obviously crying because something bad's happened, but crying sometimes does help. My mum probably has heard me crying and then she came in and said, "What's wrong?"
You come and tell me I'm having a bad day today. Or you just say I'm just missing my dad.
The reality is you go home and you do still have to cope with your grief, and there's a guilt of that.
It's okay, like you don't have to feel guilty or anything because you're laughing. You're allowed to be yourself.
There's no right, no wrong. And that's a really hard thing to judge because you don't know whether I was quite aware of, well, if you laughed, you're going, why should you be laughing, you know?
Watch how the first family reflects back on a previous interview about their needs to cry and be together.
Yes.
When my daddy died, my mum was really bad, but now she's got help. She's like improved, if you know what I mean. She's like really, really strong now and my best friend.
You know, it's like, I'm not crying.
I'm crying inside.
That's probably what I'm doing, crying inside.
Yeah.
She's like, she's there for everyone and she doesn't let tears come out, you know what I mean? She like
Cheers up.
carries on and carries on and carries on. Like when Daddy died, I stopped singing and my mummy was like, do it, like carrying on and on, like not give up football. Because Daddy was his big supporter and my mummy came and done it too. And then Holly was just like, Holly. And like just done everything.
Very surreal, very strange, because everyone obviously is emotional, but everyone's emotional differently.
Yeah.
And Becca goes to her room and you don't see her for hours and she's not, like she'll come and talk to me and she'll say, "Mum, can we talk?" But it would be serious talk and and she just sort of, I wasn't expecting it at all, really. You didn't expect it of Becca. No, it was good in a way too, because like she was able to let it out and yeah.
What helps you grieve now?
I just cry.
What do
Like
you do
nothing
it?
can stop me from crying.
Yeah, where do you do it in front of the rest of them, or where
My room,
in your room?
under my bed, like under my blanket.
Well,
She cried, he didn't. But he would talk about it more and she didn't. You know, they each have their different ways of expressing how they're feeling, and
probably in the bathroom because I just think about it and then realise that this has happened. Or in my bedroom, like as Sophie said, it's hard to sleep at night sometimes when you really think about it, when you're thinking about it, that this has actually happened. He is crying, not like you're obviously crying because something bad's happened, but crying sometimes does help, because it's better than crying somewhere like you just want to let it out because
You don't want to cry in front of
Yes.
people in school or things like that.
How did you feel? Did you feel like when I asked, were you crying inside? Were you kind of the same? Were you- yeah,
Like when I watched it there, I got butterflies in my face. Don't know why.
yeah.
Face went numb or something, I don't know why.
So it was a bit of emotion then came up. Yeah. It's always good when somebody can, but it doesn't. And sometimes you wish you could cry. Tell me a bit about that.
I never cry. Don't know why. When I found out my dad died, I didn't cry.
You were just shocked. Your hands were on your head and you were like, what?
Don't know.
While I was rolling about the floor.
Crying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm not feeling best, you can sort of see it in me. Like if I'm annoyed or something, I come over and ask me if I'm alright. So,
Do they still do that?
yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't show it as much anymore.
Holly, you were very aware in the video that you yawn when you feel like crying.
I just did it there now.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit about that. That's amazing to be aware of that.
I don't know what it's
Everybody's
like.
yawning.
No, it's whenever like I want to cry, but the crying won't come out, so I get like a sore belly, and then I get like, and then I yawn a lot.
Mum probably has heard me crying and then she came in and said, what's wrong?
Or you come and tell me I'm having a bad day today. Or you just say I'm just missing my dad.
Is it still painful, the grief for you at times?
Sometimes, yeah. Well, it's just it's not that often anymore. It would be that bad. But sometimes, you just maybe see something or hear something and you just kind of miss him again.
Well, I just miss her because, like, it's a normal day at school, but sometimes I just feel like I really want her here and I just want to see her. I don't know. It just comes randomly, but
Yeah.
it's not really anger, but it's sort of, I'm like sad but annoyed at the same time
Yeah.
because I can't talk to her or ever see her, but then I'm sad because I won't be able to see her again.
Well, sometimes say somebody's granny's died or whatever, and you kind of think back to when your dad died or whatever, and kind of remembers, like you start remembering the bad part rather than the good part. Like whenever he left to go in the ambulance, and then whenever we were in Helen's house and my mum was telling me that he died, and that type, like that whole day that you normally put behind you and don't think about and try and think about the other things instead. And all of a sudden you're going through the whole thing again in your mind.
When's the worst time, do you think?
Probably night, whenever it's dark and you've nothing to look at, so you're kind of forced to think about things while you're trying to get to sleep as well.
Get more upset whenever it's late at night and I'm trying to fall asleep and I can't really get to bed. I just sort of think about it and get upset about it.
Yeah. Has that been always like that since your mum died, Angela? Yeah. Yeah. So what helps you actually finally get to sleep? Because I've heard this before with other families.
Well, for me, it's just somebody comforts me, really.
Seems to have a wee pattern of a good cry and a wee chat, and then you sometimes think you just need to get it out of you.
Yeah, because if I'm stressed, I need to get it out of me. Because in exams, I was getting really stressed and I always think to myself, oh, I haven't done enough revision for this, when I actually have. But then I'm really worried and things, so I have to talk it out, or else I'll just explode.
Yeah. Yeah.
I get really worried.
I'm worried.
Because, like, whenever I'm leaving the house, I'm scared in case, like, I don't know, scared something happens to my mum and then my dad's not there, so I can't go tell him. And then sometimes my nanny goes away from a Saturday until On Monday late at night, and my auntie's really sick, so she can't get out of bed or anything.
I suppose my anger would be, I probably didn't get angry at the start. I didn't get angry for a long time and didn't get angry. Didn't get angry over him not, or obviously. I felt more frustrated than angry at the start. Probably because I just, it's just one of those things that you just can't predict, and it's so rare and things like that. I think, it comes to a point where when I looked at what happened to him, the way he would have been if he had lived would have been horrendous for him and wouldn't have been a nice life.
Yeah. And do you feel angry, Sophie? What makes you feel angry in relation to your dad dying?
Well, when some people like complain if their dad's doing something annoying them or not, like, oh, my dad didn't do this for me or whatever, and they complain, and it's like they're being ungrateful for what they have. Sometimes it annoys me. Or if any of their parents or anybody, like if they're not grateful for anyone they have.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What do you do with that? How do you,
That's
what
happened to me.
helps?
That's happened to me before. I've just said, how would you like it if they weren't there anymore? Like if one day you woke up and they just disappeared.
Yeah.
Like how would you? That would completely change your life.
Mm-hmm.
How do they respond?
They just stand there and go. They look at me, then walk away. Because obviously I've said that to people that know what's happened, and then they're like, then they look at me like they understand what I'm saying.
Yeah. So in one sense you don't care what anyone else thinks in your grief, and in the other sense you sort of realise that actually if people think you can be happy as you're moving through your grief and that you are processing it, then you are aware that people looking in from outside go, well, they must be over it because they can do this, or they must be over it because they're out having a good night out, and it's just that realisation that I was guilty of that before I've experienced it, and you sort of think, oh yeah, I'm coping well, they're fine, but the reality is you go home and you do still have to cope with your grief, and there's a guilt of that.
Yeah.
You just have to go with the flow.
Yeah.
The first few days you just have to go with it and see how you get on. There's no right, no wrong, and that's a really hard thing to judge because you don't know whether I was quite aware of, well, if you laughed, you wonder why should you be laughing, something funny might have happened, something silly, and you did just sort of maybe had a wee chuckle yourself and you were like, I shouldn't be doing this. You felt nearly bad for being, smiling or being happy or, things like that there. But I think you soon get to the point where
It's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. Like, you don't have to feel guilty or anything because you're laughing. You're allowed to be yourself.